Yeah,
Welcome to Oaken Bros.
it's still good, man. I think I'm on your feed. I don't know why I keep doing this week after week.
I
It's supposed to be on my feed, bro.
don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas Eve,
Double
right?
Eve.
Double Eve. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and
I
there's
like
some
it.
new exciting things happening on Oaken Bros. I now have a official ring light, so I look like a professional podcaster. Sharon's watching.
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know who's going to show up tonight because it is like a holiday week.
Could be a super friends and family show.
Could be. Hey, sweetie pie.
Hi, Kayla.
Sharon says hello.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Christmas week. Time of family and friends.
Kids are off. Today was the last day. They need a vacation from all this virtual learning.
Yeah.
Sharon needs a vacation. Sharon and Jen need a vacation from all this virtual learning.
No, they're fine.
Maureen from Los Angeles, Maureen Ashley.
Yep.
I need Lady Phyllis's website. Eric, put mom's website on the screen.
It's ladyphyllis.com.
Ladyphyllis.com, Maureen. Check it out, Lady Phyllis. We love you, Maureen. Back at you. Go check out Lady Phyllis. Don't know how many people are going to be joining in tonight because it is like everyone's on vacation. I saw a friend on Facebook. I just saw a friend on Facebook and his kids were in Florida. I have two of my good friends in Florida right now because, why would anybody be in New York? Only us Oakens.
Kind of just is what it is.
It's all good.
Yeah. So you and I, we had some interesting things happen today where we got connected with certain people and then certain things started happening. And I couldn't just help but think that there were higher powers at work.
Dude, that was not coincidence what happened today. On the twofold front.
Right. I wish we can give more detail, but we really can't. But just know that just a matter of coincidences, synchronicities, and things that we have always asked for and wanted was just coming up online today.
The idea of efforts put forth are rewarded. We finally got rewarded today. So it was nice to see.
Right.
It's been trying, man. Running a business in the travel business in the age of COVID, it's really hard. You don't want to disappoint your employees. You don't want to disappoint the affiliates. But you eventually get over it. Bros, bricks are too many. I agree. But bring us back out. Does everyone like the face up Oaken Bros, or does everyone like the bricks?
I'm cool with this. I don't care.
You can see I have like a halo over my head. I'm like an angel.
You're very special.
I am special.
Bob, anything for you?
This is all because of Bob from Boston.
Anything for Bob. I was expecting you guys to escape to California. I can't wait to go to the West Coast.
Hubert, man. I
can't wait.
Yeah, LA is calling. We have, no joke, 20, 30 dinners that we have to go to. Breakfast, lunch, and dinners.
Now, especially all the offices that we would usually go and visit are all virtual. So we're not going to have any offices to hit up, I don't think, anytime soon.
Nope.
So it's just going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinners.
That's exactly right. A lot of people aren't even there. A lot of people are in their hometowns. We spoke to a guy today who's in Northern California, where Hubert is actually. And he's like, I'm not going back to the office.
Right.
You could take our name. I think everyone knows who we are. Do you want us to keep our names up? I think if you don't know, you could Wikipedia us.
I wish.
We'll get to a Wikipedia.
And I'll take it down.
One of our trolls is. I think I had a dream about this, or it was a thought.
What's that?
That one of our trolls is going to put us on Wikipedia, and say we're just two schmucky scam pieces of shit.
Maybe. Good evening, guys. Happy holidays. I'm here, Upper East Side. Robert Rosenberg, private driver. What's up, Robert?
Welcome, Robert. Welcome to the show. Oh, we got a Chaz Berry. We were fishing, and we got a "What's up, motherfuckers" on my feed. Eric and I have been taking bets. Where's Chaz going to pop up now? Is it going to be my feed? Is it going to be Eric's feed?
Chaz will send me like a video on Facebook Messenger, and he'll be like, "None of that TikTok shit."
We're like a TikTok war. Chaz has the most original videos he sends.
Yeah,
wonderful videos. Chaz, serious question, or anyone in Las Vegas, because I know we do have a nice following of Oaken Bros in Las Vegas. How's the weather out there? We were normally out in Vegas, Thanksgiving to like Easter, right? Like we would always go there. And from like Thanksgiving and December, it was really cold. I remember we were walking through Town Square. I was with Alex. Chaz says we're TikTok groupies. We were walking with I was walking with my son, and I was wearing like a winter jacket, and I was like, this isn't Vegas, right? Like Vegas is like hot desert heat.
Not in the winter.
Chaz, how's the weather there, dude? How's the weather in Vegas?
You know,
70 yesterday. Of course it was 70.
but like 70 in Vegas is cold because it was the dry 70.
The chappest hands in Vegas. Chappest fingers.
Yep. Yeah.
Driest hands in Las Vegas. Just all the moisture just gets sucked right out of you.
Your soul comes out in Vegas.
Chaz said, F you, East Coast motherfuckers. Chaz vacations in like Smithtown. Like when Chaz is like, I'm coming to your neck of the woods. Like, who the hell would ever vacation to Long Island? Chaz Berrywood.
That's right.
Anybody watch the Mandalorian finale out there? Steve Toshiro says 54 and dropping in the Bay Area. That's crazy.
Anything above 65 is warm to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty much on the same page there. But
we're expecting some nasty ass weather here tomorrow.
Are we?
Yeah. I got an alert from PSEG that we were going to have like strong winds and torrential rain. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, my kids played in the snow every day this week, by the way. Every day we went outside, Sharon, me and the kids, and we have hills in the backyard. We have a bunny slope and we have a diamond slope. And the kids were sledding every day. They loved it. They finished their school and they would go sledding, Chaz had started drinking, put on your seatbelt. Chaz.
Let's go. I need some, entertain us.
Yeah, Chaz, you entertain us. What's everyone doing for Christmas break? What's everyone doing? Is everyone going away? Is everyone taking rides? Is everyone staying home? Do you believe we're still in quarantine? I thought this March we would be done.
And
April last year we would have been done.
There's no stimulus coming.
They should all. I'll tell you, I just want to mention, little spoiler, I kill every politician in Monsterland. Okay? For anyone interested. The book's not available now. It's being rewritten right now.
Got Bill
Faith.
Bill, that was a great webinar you did with Dave Udzel today. Very informative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, I love your posts on Facebook, man. You look like you're having a party every day of the week. Just every day to you is a Saturday that I see. I know you do your Saturday sips and you're just, you just look like you're partying, man. I love it. And like, that's such a good vibe. We spoke to someone today. Hold on one second. Steven said, did you show your kids in the COVID news report? I shared it with Santa Claus. Yes. Santa is not affected by COVID for everyone out there in Oaken Bros land. And my kids were over the moon.
Thank goodness.
That's exactly what I wrote, Steven.
Every day is Saturday. When I travel to the West Coast or any warm climate in general, every day is Saturday.
Yeah. But New York, there's Monday through Monday. Like every day in New York feels like a Monday.
Yeah.
Every day in New York feels like a Monday.
Simon's keeping busy.
That's amazing, Simon. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, no,
is everyone's business picking up? I know we're in the car service industry, but
we can make this a car service.
It seems like
we got some limo guys on.
Seems that we definitely have a lot of limo guys on tonight.
Yeah, guys, how's business going for everybody?
We had a record day on Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yeah, we had a record day. It was just fantastic.
It was
a pleasure to scroll down on your page down, see the reservations in.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
We're definitely seeing people travel more. The people that need to travel, that have to travel, the essential workers, their corporations have figured out how to do so safely by keeping everybody in bubbles and whatnot.
Said it today. I read it on the news. That wasn't Credit Suisse. It was someone from like Deutsche Bank. Maureen just booked Lady Phyllis, by the way. Maureen, thank you. Kathy
Thank you.
Shanley, Kathy from the amazing Sony said that's awesome to hear. Someone from Deutsche Bank said if anyone thinks we're getting back to normal levels in 2021, they're crazy, and I don't agree with that.
I don't think we're getting back to normal levels, but I think it's
I think we're coming back to a normal.
It's gonna go up.
I think we're gonna come back to a normalcy though.
Like we were busy. We were busy on Saturday, and we were pretty busy leading up to it, but there was no high trip ticket work. It was airports, and there was very little hourly or as directed work.
We didn't have a 500 car event.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That, you know, those events, you know, that type of work is what makes the difference. That's what makes doing the airport transfers bearable.
Is there going to be an Oscars this year?
Yeah, they're doing it in April.
In 21, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our biggest night of the year, the Oscars.
It's picking up in San Francisco.
Love it, Hubert. Love hearing that, my man.
Yeah, definitely. There's a decent amount of FBO work. People are traveling with their families, and you know,
Steven says his break's over. He's got to go. Love you, Steven. Be good, man.
Later,
Kathy Shanley says a different normal. I think we're going to. So, like, all right, here's the deal. Question to everyone in Oaken Bros land. You get the shot. Are you going to continue wearing a mask?
I mean,
I don't think I am. I don't know.
I'm gonna wear a mask. I honestly don't mind it, especially traveling, especially being on an airplane. I don't see how we're not gonna wear a mask again.
I got to tell you, best part about this year, I know it was a horrible year. Actually, the most deaths on record in American history was in 2020. But the best part for me personally this year was not getting one sinus infection.
Yeah, I caught a cold. I caught a cold from, and it must have been from an Amazon box. It was a 2-day cold. Because I haven't left the house. I haven't gone to CVS. I haven't gone food shopping. We've gotten everything delivered, and it was a cold for 2 days, and then my son got it, then my daughter got it, and then my wife got it, all 2 days apart.
I don't know.
Is the mic worth it for $400? Yes,
100%, Jacob.
Yeah, quality matters. Honestly, the number one thing that matters when you're podcasting is lighting. Yeah.
Does everyone notice my lighting? Like, I'm not so like dark, and like there's like a thing behind me. I put a light down there.
Yeah.
To kind of illuminate. By the way, Kathy Shanley says she is still going to wear a mask after she gets the shot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's definitely going to happen. But yeah, quality matters with this stuff. However, if anybody is just starting out, you can do it with an iPhone. You know, you have,
of course,
you know, you have Gary Vee doing it with just regular old headphones and stuff like that. This, like, doing this makes me feel like, you know, professional. And I think that means something that, you know, when you're,
I like it.
It's like, you know, it's like,
to me.
Yeah. It's like when you're like going out for a meeting with clients, like you put on your uniform, you know what I mean? And like you get dressed up, and like when you're doing a podcast, like you have your headphones, and like you kind of like lock into gear, and you know, and you get going. Or like when you're going to play a sport, like, you know, you put on those sneakers or you put on that jersey.
You're wearing your pajamas, Eric.
Well, right now I am, but like this is my podcasting gear.
Right. My podcasting gear is my PJs.
Right. There's a time and a place for everything. You know, like when you're going to go out and play in the snow, like, you know, you put on your hat, you put on your gloves, and, you know, I think that there's something for everybody, but I think it works.
I agree.
But
I agree. Yeah, it's been a quiet week otherwise. I mean, the kids are done with school and starting to, you know, wish I was in Vegas, to be honest.
You always wish you were in Vegas.
Yeah. Kathy says, I like how y'all mirrored with the mini stands. So she noticed.
I switched it up today. Yeah.
Eric, it was Kathy from Sony. You owe me $100. I knew it would be Kathy.
I got a new desk.
Just turning my camera a little bit.
Oh, you're messing everything up.
Sorry, bro.
I got a new desk, so I redid my whole setup, and I, you know, just situated my shot differently, and then I moved my microphone to the other side of my desk, so it would be like, you know, in between each other.
Yeah. No, it's good. And yes, we are mirroring each other. So we said that today. And Kathy, thank you for noticing. We appreciate it. Anthony Laprete says, happy holidays.
What's up, Alo?
very excited that there's no school tomorrow and our kids can play Call of Duty every
Guys,
day.
are banks open tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Anybody?
Christmas Eve. I think they are open. Yeah.
Is it considered a bank holiday?
Yeah, I think it is. This light keeps, I just want to move this over just a little bit. This keeps coming to my shot. There we go. That's better. How's the weather in LA? Curious to know.
I think bank is actually open tomorrow. How do you like
Yeah,
that?
no. Yeah, of course the banks are open tomorrow.
Oh.
Is anyone going away for New Year's? Or is everyone spending New Year's home? And what are you doing for New Year's? I love New Year's Eve. I think it's such a great holiday.
Yeah. See, Bob,
Shout
these
out to
cameras actually are 4K. They're 4K. They're Panasonic 4K. If I took a picture of the side, it actually says 4K on it. However, it's like a fake 4K apparently, because like the real 4K cameras are like $4 or $5 grand. These cameras were like between $900 and $1,000 each. But I have no complaints because if you're streaming live, you're not going to be able to stream in 4K.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why we don't have that?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we're streaming in 1080 HD.
Oh, that's why the pictures are so shitty.
Yeah, but you can't live stream in 4K. We're not, unless you're CNN. You know.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Those guys, like Alan from Shaman Oaks, his camera is like, it looks like he's in a movie.
Well, it's probably just a different camera.
We can't get those type of cameras?
Sure we can.
Is it $4 grand?
Yeah, easily those cameras easily can be 4,000 or 5,000.
Not spending that now. Not going to spend that now. Not even close. Maybe
not now. When we first made our setup for our show, it was easily 20 to 25 grand. But
really?
that was when like business was great. So we obviously can't spend on our show right now when you're a travel company in COVID.
Anthony bought this computer. I was actually in the office.
That was actually not that crazy. He bought a gaming computer, and I think that was probably around $1,200. But we had a lot of trial and error trying to figure out how to hook up 5 cameras to one computer.
What was the point of buying a gaming computer for a freaking
because it just needed more processing power.
I see.
It needed more ports, and having a regular old desktop or laptop computer with dongles attached to it try and run 5 HD cameras just wasn't working.
Said dongles. It was that video with that like Peruvian man who's going, the dongles, they changed the dongles. I wish you could play that for our audience. I don't know if you have that. Michael Short's on my feed saying, happy holidays, gents. Michael, back at you, to you and your family. Happy and healthy. Glad we made it to Christmas 2020. And I just can't wait for this year to be over. Eric and I were going to do a stream again. So settle this debate for us, everyone. Next week.
I mean, Michael, this show is people are quiet, but we have people watching. So, I think.
You want us to continue? We'll continue. Just saying, like next Monday, we figured everyone's on vacation, so we're not going to do it next Monday. And next Wednesday, I figured we were going to do like a New Year's Eve, like a wrap up. But I do not want to mention the name, the word, the numbers 2020.
I'll be
done.
Perfectly happy and content when
I don't even want to do a wrap up for what happened this past year, because everyone knows what happened this past year. I want to talk about what we're doing for 2021. Kathy Shanley asked, how long ago did you start the podcast? Eric, take it away.
19 months ago.
Yeah.
April 2000. I can tell you right now.
The studio didn't happen until September of 2019.
I want to say we opened our I started the YouTube channel April 2019. Yeah, so it was April 2019. I started.
We just started with a camera. We started with Eric's cell phone in our
The whole idea behind our show was that, Michael was an author, and I wanted to have kind of another gig, and I found Gary Vaynerchuk, and then I started studying what he did, and then I bought a camera. And then I'm like, okay, Michael, you film me. I'm going to write out things and I'm just going to go and talk in front of the camera.
I will reenact that first session. All right, Eric, I'm recording.
So so limousine services are really just like the greatest thing.
Yeah.
So when we travel, we
So then, thankfully, my big bro
Really and truly, come on, that's
acted in big bro fashion, and then we got the camera. He sat down next to me, and the rest is history. And then we just started talking, and
what did I tell you
listen,
before that? Eric
yeah.
and I just want to mention, Eric and I shared a bedroom, not a bed, Chaz, a bedroom for 14 years. Eric and I shared a bedroom for 14 years. And every night before bed, Eric and I would have conversations. And Eric and I share an office. Obviously not now, because of COVID, but we share an office. So
we would literally sit like this, but we would sit shoulder to shoulder
and have conversations.
Yeah.
So I said, before I pressed record, I said, Eric, let's talk like we would, like when I was, 12 and you were 8, and we would sit and talk all night while mom and dad were.
And then the show just became so natural. And then we did that for like a year, where we spoke about everything. If you go back to our archives on YouTube, we speak about the history of BLS, our thoughts on sales, our business thoughts, Uber, self-driving cars,
Uber,
the whole 9 yards. We spoke about everything, how we sell, our company culture, how we treat employee. Like we covered everything. And then once we covered that, and then, you can speak about everything 5 different ways, but once we spoke about everything that we know about 5 different ways, we're like, okay, we really should start interviewing people. So then we started interviewing people at BLS. That got us more comfortable with the fact of interviewing, just learning how to interview. And then our first interview that we've done was with Steven Shanker. Shout out to Steven Shanker. If you don't
we reached out to him on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
great guy. He's a rock star on LinkedIn. Posts the coolest pictures.
He posts really cool, history facts and whatnot. And then kind of that COVID happened. That was December of 2019. Yep. Yeah, that was December. So that was right about it. That was a year. Yeah, that was a year ago that we interviewed Steven Shanker, and
then we had Adam Holzer in the studio.
Yeah, we had some other local guys in the studio in our office in Hicksville. And then kind of COVID happened, and we were caught in a tailspin, and like we were doing, we didn't know if we were going to go back to the office, when we were going to go back.
We were doing it from our laptops.
Yeah, we were doing everything from our laptops, and we kind of got headsets that our call center people were using, and just USB headsets. And then we were like, you know what, let's start like really interviewing people. And the first person that we really interviewed was this gentleman by the name of Robert Tuckman. And he was what book did he write, Mike?
Robert Tuckman wrote the best places to go see a sport, the best sporting events, the top 100 sporting events to see before you die, or something like that.
Yeah, and he owns like an event experience company. So like he'll book, he'll take you to the Kentucky Derby and do like skydive on the way there. Like he's all about like having the experience of doing things.
I have a question here. I have a question from our brother from another mother, Seth Marcus. What's up, Seth? Shout out to Seth Marcus, everybody. Most embarrassing moment on air. Go. I have, like, we haven't done it enough to be embarrassed, but I did about a month ago. I had, I didn't feel good. My stomach was bothering me. My head was a little woozy, and I got like vertigo. And like, we stopped the podcast like dead in its tracks. And Eric was just like really pissed off about it. And it was like, it was all good. So if you want to call that embarrassing, I don't get embarrassed over anything.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, generally speaking, like when we're live, we watch ourselves pretty carefully.
Yeah.
It's not like I've ever fallen back in my seat before or anything. But like,
honestly, Seth, I mean, really and truly, even if we said something embarrassing, like we don't, I don't get embarrassed over anything, really and truly.
Yeah. And I mean, and honestly, if we're interviewing somebody and we ask a dumb question, or, if we stutter too much, like I just did, then I'll just edit it out.
I'm gonna mention this. Hold on. Seth said biggest fuck up. Hold on. I'm gonna mention this. Eric and I had an interview with a gentleman. I don't remember his name. I wouldn't even remember. Everyone listen up. This is going to be an amazing
great story.
This is an amazing story. And I am going to get vulgar. Okay, I'm going to get vulgar.
And before you
please
start,
don't.
guys, I know that people have been asking some questions. I'll get to it after this.
All right, just but this is going with Seth Marcus. Is
yeah.
like
So if
biggest fuck
anyone
I've ever
has questions that pop up, just throw
Yeah.
them in the queue, and I'll get to them.
We're gonna get to them, but Seth, everyone in Oakenbrook land. So we found this guy, and he invented like a motorized unicycle. Okay, even if he's listening, I could give two shits. All right. So he invented a he was like a quote unquote like an Elon Musk type. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So Eric and I got him. We got him through LinkedIn. He reached out to us and said, I want to be on Oaken Bros. So that was like right in the beginning of quarantine. Right?
I want to correct that. He contacted me and said that the show is great, really interesting what you're doing. He's thinking about doing it. Then I said, you know what? Why don't you come on the show?
Gotcha.
Just
okay.
to correct you.
All right. Well, I mean, he wanted to come on the show, but yeah, that's great. So we started talking to him, and Jamie Smith says hello. Hey, Jamie. Things like he like we're pretty good at gauging people, right? Eric and I have eaten lunch with a million different people, and we can gauge a conversation. We've had dinner with really interesting people, and we can gauge a conversation. And this guy was like, he was talking a little more than he should. And then, so we were like, so how was your journey? Like, what's your journey? What's your influences? Blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he starts saying about this girl that he was dating. And Eric and I, you see the whites of our eyes, and Eric like, oh, okay. I mean, we didn't really ask about your love life. He's like, let me tell you something about this girl. And I don't want to say what he said, but I will paraphrase.
It was so incredibly vulgar.
He went through a hardcore porn talking
reenactment
talking, like telling about like ripping her clothes off and dropping her pants, and Eric and I are just going, bro.
I mean, I have the recording, but like I've never seen the light of day.
I'll never see the light of day. And this guy just went off on what he did to this poor girl. And I don't think it was rape, but the way it sounded like a porno. And she had the sweetest, most delicious. And we're just like, this is a business, inspirational, law of attraction, interviewing interesting people podcast. This is a bros podcast. This is not about what conquests you think you've had. So I shut it off the minute he started, saying the P word, and not his P word, but the other P word of how he was going to town on it. I said, look, this was an amazing interview.
I would call it like a deer in headlights. I was like,
Eric was like, and I was like, listen, bro, that was a great interview. Thank you so much. Everyone, like, subscribe, and fuck off.
And then I just I typed end broadcast,
and I'm like, Eric. So I called Eric immediately after. I'm like, Eric, you are not airing that if you want us to continue doing this podcast, because he's gonna think that we were, interviewing like some porn stars, and So Seth, that was probably the most embarrassing, scary. Weirdest thing that's ever happened.
Because the interview was borderline, like the first half an hour.
It was great. He was talking about it.
It was fine. He was obviously a bit weird, but it was fine. And then all of a sudden he went because he wrote a book, and in the book he explained how he broke up with his ex-wife.
It was so vulgar.
Yeah.
And it was so it wasn't NC-17. This was X-rated, and he had no problem telling two bros, about what he did to this poor girl. And Eric and I were shell shocked. We didn't know what to say. We didn't know how to recover. I just ended the podcast saying, "Thank you for tuning into Oaken Bros." I wouldn't let him finish because I didn't want to hear anymore.
Yeah,
that was.
I would also say that this is just about embarrassing, or when I start schwitzing and I start sweating a little bit when we're live.
Human
is when Mom did the reading the first time and we weren't quite sure where it was going to go. That was pretty intense.
For anyone that doesn't know, our mother is a psychic medium. She just learned it. She took some classes, she read some books, and she's a full-fledged medium. Maureen, I swear to God.
Yeah.
This guy, I kind of want to play like a 30-second clip of Eric and I, just the whites of our eyes. No. But it was bad. It was embarrassing. I felt bad for the girl he was with. This guy clearly was lost in his life. And for him to just, it would be like Eric and me just talking like this, like, you want to know what I did last night? And really just going for it.
Yeah.
I took her pants off and it was just bam. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no bueno.
He was saying how how they smelled. All right. So Seth, in answer to your question, that was the most
and then a very distant second is, you know, just wanting my mom to succeed when she's doing readings.
Yeah. But overall, Eric and I generally do not get embarrassed. You know, if we say something,
I got pissed when Michael
I didn't feel
when Michael had, you know, his like panic attack or whatever it was. And I wasn't mad that he had a panic attack. I didn't know what was going on because I had no warning as to what was happening.
I can't control that shit, but
I know, but I had no idea.
But I learned what to do. I learned how to control it. I got my stress balls, right? Like I'm good now. So that'll probably never happen again. It was okay. Two great comments. First of all, Bree Cohen said, ew, LOL. Bree would 100% say, ew, LOL. And Seth Marcus, thoughts on Coming to America 2. All right. So I sent the trailer to Carl Carter and Eric, who are my, you know,
bros.
They're my bros for Coming to America. We're huge Eddie Murphy fans. First of all, Randy Watson's back. All right. Like I want him to say sexual chocolate again. Like I have to hear him say that. A little disappointed I won't be able to see it in the theater. Fun fact, our mother took Eric and I to see that movie premiere in New York City. So Eric and I went to see, do you remember that, Eric?
Yes.
Okay. We were there. It was, Arsenio Hall, Eddie Murphy. It was a Paramount premiere. And we were at that premiere. And I remember
I was this big.
What year did Coming to America come out? I remember our mother has this laugh that if someone makes like a fart or a poop joke,
1988. So I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And that was rated R.
Yeah.
Just an FYI. So that's how cool. That's how cool my mom was.
Yeah. I was 10 years old. Our mom took Eric and me to the premiere of Coming to America. I cannot wait for Coming to America Part 2. I think that Eddie Murphy is just the greatest. And I see Arsenio Hall as those barbers. I hope it's not going to suck, guys, right? Like
I don't think you know what? I didn't see Bill and Ted, but I don't want it to be Bill and Ted.
Nah, it was Bill and Ted Face the Music. Wasn't. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it was a good.
I didn't see it, but from the odd thing is from the pictures of Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, they didn't age.
They look. I mean, honestly, so did Bill and Ted. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter look great.
Nah, they look like old. They look like grandpa versions of themselves.
Seth Marcus says the royal penis is clean, Your Highness. Like the greatest lines in movie history are from Coming to America.
Yeah.
In my top 5 favorite movies.
Fuck you too.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass. The best is when they're in the barbershop, right? He beat Joe Lewis's ass. What do you mean? You know, Eddie Murphy can do no wrong.
That was ahead of his time.
Yeah. A pity that it's going to be on streaming. Like, you know, nothing wrong with Netflix, nothing wrong with Amazon
Prime.
What
it is right now.
I watched a documentary last night. I don't want to veer off too much of the topic because I know we have some questions that I want to answer, but I watched a Tool documentary on Amazon Prime, and it was great. Yeah, it was really good. I don't know if any Tool fans out there.
What's up, Tammy? How about 20 shots on New Year's Eve live?
You guys want to do a New Year's Oaken Bro?
If you want to watch us sleep.
20 shots. I've never done 20 shots in my life. The most I might have had like 9 beers in one night, 5 to 9 beers. Like I am an absolute lightweight when it comes to alcohol.
You're a daredevil, bro.
No, I'm not. That was at Studio 54.
We keep talking about that. We want to drink an air, and then we just never quite pull the trigger.
Do you want to do it? You want to do a New Year's Eve show? Would anyone tune into our New Year's Eve show?
I don't want to do a New Year's Eve show. We'll do a show that week.
Hang on, but everyone's home this year, bro. I don't think we're ever going to have.
Yeah, but they're going to watch Ryan Seacrest.
Hold on. Who would rather watch Ryan Seacrest over Oaken Bros? Seth Marcus is cracking the fuck up right now. Scott Shear said, yeah, that was in 1988. If Chris Farley was still alive, what roles would have you wanted him to play in previous movies since his death?
Well, he was supposed to be Shrek.
He was, and there's footage out on the internet of him talking like Shrek.
Yeah, basically everything that Jack Black has ever done. You know, Chris Farley was so huge and so powerful that when he died, there was such a void. And then you had a group of actors that.
So straight up, I knew that Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd were writing a Ghostbusters 3 before the female version, Ghostbusters for Chris Farley, Chris Rock. I think it was David Spade, and I think it was Rob Schneider. I don't know. Maybe it was Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
It's probably Sandler. That's when those guys. I mean, we all grew up with Sandler and Farley and everything. Seth says old school. Yeah, I think maybe like Anchorman or something.
Sin's Corner would rather watch Oaken Bros.
Bree's doing shots right now. We don't have to convince Eric because I will do a drinking.
Did 20 shots last
Jesus
Friday.
Christ, I did 20 shots of water today. 20 shots. I've had, I think, 4 shots of SoCo and lime, and I was out.
Just say no to Seacrest.
It should be a billboard in Midtown. Just say no to Ryan Seacrest and join Oaken Bros. I mean, so going back to the Farley thing, I think anything with Will Ferrell. Has anyone seen that Belushi documentary?
No, I want to.
On Showtime, bro. Mandatory viewing. I don't know if you could. I don't know if there's a.
You know what show I just watched? A little off the topic, but I subscribe to HBO Max, which you guys totally should. I think as a society we should support the studios in their efforts to go streaming because they bring such amazing content. And when you go on there and you go look at the history of content that you're going to be getting for, $14 a month, absolutely amazing. I started watching The Undoing with Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. Do you know that Nicole Kidman is 53 years old?
Nicole Kidman's 10 years older than me.
Nicole Kidman is 53 years old. I could not believe that.
It's pretty incredible.
Yes.
What a career.
Yeah.
How do you look like that?
That's my point.
Do you know she has no wrinkles on her forehead?
She has no wrinkles on her forehead. But
I lost you for a second.
What'd you do?
There you are. No, this computer's connected to Alex's FaceTime. So I'll be in like a Zoom meeting with a client or like pitching a screenplay and like, Jacob's calling. So like the screen goes away and says Jacob's calling. So Seth says Kathy Shanley says The Undoing was awesome.
Yeah, I'm just one episode in, really intrigued. Can't wait to watch more of it.
Angie, The Undoing is awesome. Great show. Yellowstone, Seth says, was bananas. I'm a huge Costner fan.
What's Yellowstone on?
I was watching on Discovery. I wasn't watching it, but I was watching Discovery Channel earlier today. And
Scott agrees with The Undoing.
So. I mean, I guess I had HBO Max. I still actually have HBO Max when I binge watched Game of Thrones. I did all 8 seasons in 3 months. That was in spring of 2019.
Tammy, I'm not sure what is that?
Adrenochrome.
I wouldn't even dare to pronounce that.
Yeah,
I don't understand what that is.
Everyone's saying The Undoing is amazing.
Yeah. The first episode, it's HBO. Just it's like HBO always goes for quality over everything else. So Hugh Grant, I don't think makes bad movies or bad shows.
Hugh Grant filmed a movie. It was called The Rewrite, and it was at my college. It was at our college. It was at CW Post, and it was really cool to see him like as the screenwriting teacher going to like all the things.
I saw a really funny, anyone can look like that with 120 million in the bank. I saw a really funny TikTok where they're like, you're not ugly, you're just poor. And then they showed like Ariana Grande before she got famous and she looked like a normal girl. Right. And then all of a sudden she looks like Ariana Grande. And then they showed, bunch of these other actors and actresses and singers. And we're not ugly, we're just poor.
Seth said The Crown is interesting. Man, I don't watch these TV shows. I just don't watch these TV shows. I mean, I'm writing. I'd rather watch a movie, to be honest. Binging Queen's Gambit right now, Bree says, also amazing.
I don't have much of a desire to watch that.
Richard Jewell on Netflix. Richard Jewell, was that Clint Eastwood movie? Or is that's a different show? No. Richard was about the Atlanta bombing and the series Manhunt. Yeah. Anyone see Game of Thrones? Anyone out there's a big Game of Thrones fan?
I mean, with Michael, it's like talking about The Sopranos. It's over. Just stop.
Sopranos is not
Game
over.
Of Thrones.
The Many Saints of Newark is coming out.
I love prequels. I love when you have a story
100%.
And then the second movie explains the first movie.
100%.
Like Finding Dory. Love. I'm serious. That the prequel where you learn about all of that. I love those. What other movies are second movies or prequels?
Yeah, the Star Wars movies, Eric, episodes 1, 2, and 3 is the start of how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. They were great. They were great. I don't know why you're not watching that. Queen's Gambit.
Because if I start Game of Thrones now, it's going to consume me.
I didn't say Game of Thrones. I said Star Wars, bros.
I've seen every single Star Wars. I'm just not in love with them.
Oh, whatever. Queen's Gambit, Kathy Shanley from Sony says, is also great. Monsters Incorporated, Jen just
Sin's
said.
Corner. I used to really like Game of Thrones. Then the last season completely killed my love for the show. Michael,
Great.
Michael has gone on many of tangents about the last season of Game of Thrones.
I mean, so I was writing Monsterland, and I've written 20 books, and I was writing all these books from 2011 to 2019, and I never watched Game of Thrones. For those 8 years, I just never watched Game of Thrones. And then there was a point where my attorney says, "You're done. You're done writing. Let them go publish now. Let them go find the screenwriters. Let them go do everything. You're done. Stop writing. Take a break." Because I was like really, really pumping out books. So I stopped writing, and I said, you know what? I'm going to check out Game of Thrones because I heard, I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy. And they say it's like Lord of the Rings. And every week I hear the people in my office go, "Oh my God, did you hear what happened to start the House of Stark and the Lannisters and all this shit?" So I started it, and I watched the first season like within a few days. And that was it. I was hooked. And then Sharon came in, and I rewatched the first season because we started watching season 2 together. And she's like, wait. So what happened with this guy? We started season 1, and then we went from season 1 to season 8 as it was airing. And it was literally perfect. It was literally the perfect show from seasons 1 to 6. Literally nothing wrong.
Since he interviewed the Drinker too.
Nice.
Panel, and he agrees with everything that you're saying.
Yeah. Sins. That's amazing. Maybe I'll have you on this show, man. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm looking him up now.
Yeah. But what do you call? Oh my God. The final season, it was rushed. They could have had 3 more seasons of Game of Thrones, and it would have been fine to spread it out and build it up to the final battle. Felt too Hollywood for me. It felt too rushed. And I'm glad it's over. Like, it's like we're done. We're definitely done with Game of Thrones.
Here's an idea. Game of Thrones needed a spin-off like The
100%.
Mandalorian.
They were trying to do that. Here's the deal. If Disney owned Lord of the Rings, there would have been an entire Lord of the Rings universe.
Yep.
And it wouldn't have been those 3 shitty Hobbit movies. The second Hobbit movie, The Desolation of Smaug, was amazing. I will give it that. I love Desolation of Smaug.
There's so much missed potential with
100%.
So
100%. Well, they're doing it now with fucking Amazon.
Amazon's doing it. Which
did you see the
why isn't that going to be on HBO Max? Why did Amazon get that?
It's
what I mean?
Listen, this is not my beliefs, but this is what I've read, and the drinkers mentioned this and everything. Very social justice warrior, Lord of the Rings. Very, and I'm all for.
Are we positive on that?
That's what I've read. That's not coming from me. I've read that they're calling out for these, very I don't even want to say it. The drinker made a big stink. Doomcock made a huge stink about it. But The Mandalorian. All right, so let's talk. Right, I tried talking about earlier in this episode. I tried talking about last episode, and every time Eric's like, no, next week. So we're here. We're talking about it.
Mandalorian.
Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about, if anyone hasn't seen the final episode or the season 2, shut it off. That was brilliant. It was great. And Drinker reviewed it, and he was right.
I don't agree. I think Drinker was way too harsh on it.
He wasn't.
I think he was way too. I think he was
side quest.
But there's nothing wrong with a side quest because it's entertaining.
Side quest.
Not everything in the movie has to propel the story forward so much.
I love Oaken Bros. Grogu loves Oaken Bros.
So here's our theory on Grogu.
Yoda trained Luke. Okay, Yoda trained Luke to be the Jedi, right? The big Jedi. Now Luke is going to train Grogu, and you are going to see Grogu's hero's journey over the next.
So the question is, did Grogu exist in the next 3 movies, or what is Grogu? Did Grogu die?
This is in between. No, you don't know.
No. That's what I'm saying. So did Grogu exist in the last 3 Star Wars?
No. You're gonna have the next 30 years because
that's the thing. Isn't Grogu like 50 years old?
Yeah, but Yoda lived
Something-
to 500. So you
But
can live.
that's my point. But so
Oh,
what?
so Grogu could have been alive in Force Awakens, the Last Skywalker, the Last Jedi, Last Skywalker,
Right.
Rise of Skywalker.
So
But-
was Luke less of a man because, or was Luke a broken man because of what happened with Grogu?
That's very possible, and they may lead into that, but I think it's going to take them 10 years to do it. I think that they are going to milk because, like, I wrote a really good friend of ours in Disney. I don't want to mention who, I don't want to mention what department, but I said, so is Mandalorian done? Right? The quest is over. He gave Grogu to Luke. This is right after Return of the Jedi. So the Empire's fallen. They're trying to rebuild the Empire, but now Luke is all, he's a Jedi and he's going to go train Grogu. And he said to me, absolutely not. He said,
there's a time span between, clarify the dates, Michael, for there's a time span between, there's the 30 years.
All right, so end of Return of the Jedi. Luke finds out. Luke kills the Emperor. So we think. I mean, if you did you see Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
All right. Luke kills Jabba the Hutt, Boba Fett. They all die in that last movie in Return of the Jedi. Okay, so they all die. Then there's a 35-year gap where Han Solo and Leia have Ben Solo, who becomes Kylo Ren. So there's this 35-year gap. And in that 35-year gap, we are now seeing what happens in the 35-year gap. And Luke is clearly this Jedi bringing order to the galaxy, that if he sees anything bad happening, he came and he destroyed those cool robots. I got to tell you, Jon Favreau and Filoni are just unbelievable. They are smart.
The drinker's critique on Moff Gideon was the funniest part, where he's like, why is he wearing that stupid Darth Vader costume when he doesn't even need to wear a costume like that? He's like, it's not even the First Order outfit.
Vader needed that to live.
Right. So what was the deal with Moff Gideon's outfit?
Right.
That I'm like, I'll give him that, but I think he was way too critical on it otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I buy that, but I think what Mandalorian's going to do. So Mandalorian's going to be the Book of Boba Fett. Colonel John Fox Deezer,
Max von Sydow, the legend, reduced that.
Okay,
what is that?
Yeah, so in the first 10 minutes of The Force Awakens, which I absolutely hated, I did not like it. I thought it was a terrible movie.
Oh yeah.
Max von Sydow had the map to where Luke was, and he gave it to BB-8. Who then, who had to give it to, what's his name? Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron. And Max von Sydow, who's probably one of the greatest actors.
He played Lor San Tekka.
He was one of the greatest actors ever. And for him to be in that for 5 minutes, then die, was just I don't know what they were thinking. Who was looking at this going, this is a great idea. Let's kill Max von Sydow in 5 minutes. Like, why isn't he a Jedi? Why isn't he part of the story? That would have just been, that's like killing like Christopher Lee played Saruman. That's the caliber actor that Max von Sydow is. But I think he's gone.
Yeah. I had we interviewed you, obviously you guys probably found us from The Drinker, but we totally agree. I just adore his channel.
Nice guy too.
He makes me laugh so much.
Yep.
If any of our other viewers haven't checked out The Critical Drinker, go subscribe to The Critical Drinker's channel, and he makes you rethink movies. And
ruined The Dark Knight Rises for me.
He ruined The Dark Knight Rises for me. I didn't want to let him ruin The Mandalorian for me. So that's why I'm disagreeing with him. Because that's like my only piece of Star Wars that I actually liked. The original trilogy was like too much before my time, and then and then the prequels was after my time. So like I never quite fit in to when those movies came out, and The Mandalorian worked for me, and I'm not letting him. I'm not letting him ruin it.
He was all right. So here's the deal with The Drinker and The Mandalorian season 2. He wasn't wrong about what he said. The side quest. He wasn't wrong about that.
They were fun. It was fun in games.
Correct. That's exactly right. It was the fun and games of the story, and then the story really picked up when Ahsoka came in, who I thought she was great, and I can't wait that she's going to have her own spin-off show. But I wasn't into, just like The Drinker, I wasn't into the folklore of the Clone Wars. Anyone out there in Oaken Bros land that watched the Clone Wars, I just never got around to it.
Yeah,
I tried watching one episode with my son, and he's like, I'd rather watch Wreck-It Ralph. So curious to know about that. But yeah, you know what, Eric? I'm really proud that you're into The Mandalorian, because I know Star Wars is not really up your alley. You know, you're more of a Lord of the Rings guy. So you have all the Social Justice Warrior Lord of the Rings episodes on Amazon just for you.
Yes.
So Bree Cohen says she's the drinker now because she's doing shots, and she's also super critical. So Eric, I think we have to do a New Year's Eve show. I think we forego next Wednesday night, and next Friday night we'll do a chocolate vodka. I'm going to make myself a chocolate martini. My heart's going to race, go from all the sugar.
I disagree.
What's everyone's favorite drink that they're going to drink on New Year's? I'm going to make myself a chocolate martini.
I'm still
Chocolate
on
vodka.
my Jefferson Oak aged sea casket bourbon. I'm telling you,
They travel it around the
I've
world.
spoken about it many, many times.
Yeah, tell our audience. We probably have all new people here tonight.
It's bourbon that it's aged in oak. It's aged in oak barrels. Stop interrupting me. It's aged in oak barrels.
Didn't say anything.
That are put onto ships, and they're swashed around in the oak barrels. And
this is coming from the boy. Everything on TikTok is real. There's
a taste of sea in there, like of scallops, and I must say that because it's swashed around, it's thick. It has like almost a consistency.
I taste bananas and blueberries.
It has a consistency of cough syrup.
You're psychotic, bros.
I swear to God. That with some ice, and I've been putting a little bit of lemon and lime in it with a spritz of Pellegrino. I'm telling you, that's a drink.
Yeah, no, that's a lie. It's a marketing ploy. It's bullshit. No one takes oak and they travel around the world and then they put it in Long Island. There's no way.
Companies don't lie. You're wrong.
TikTok and your oak barrel bullshit is just absolute fucking bullshit. I'm sorry for cursing, but
here, Ken's Team Michael.
That's Team Chocolate Martini right here. Team Chocolate Martini. I'm on the right side of the screen. Right, looking at it, I'm on the right side. Team Chocolate Martini versus Team Oak Barrel.
Team Bourbon.
Team Bourbon Oak Barrel. In aged
Real people drink bourbon.
You know what I heard they do? I heard that they give the barrels to the whales, and the whales sprout the barrel out of their blowholes, and then it comes down. They catch it with these giant nets, and it shakes the oak, and it tastes like whale blubber. It tastes like whale blubber, and that's exactly what this oak barrel bourbon bullshit.
At least my drinks aren't made for.
Oh, hold on, we're gonna jump back to Mandalorian real quick.
You're stupid.
You're stupid. What was that line from Tommy Boy?
Your martini's stupid.
Your martinis are stupid. I'm surprised you didn't know that. I heard you went to school for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors. If you follow Kevin Smith, he was religiously posting about the Mandalorian and cried at the finale. Yeah, I mean, I didn't cry. I was very excited to see Luke Skywalker.
See?
Okay.
I'm not going to pronounce that because I'm terrible at pronouncing.
Courvoisier brandy shots between pints of Guinness. Mind-blowing. I mean, but that's not brandy. Oh, actually, it is brandy. Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, so
I like it. So
I have Ken's on team Michael, and
the Colonel is on my team. I'd much rather have the Colonel. I'm sorry.
I don't want the Colonel Fox on my team. Colonel John Fox Deezer.
Ken's playing both sides.
That's not fair, Ken.
Pick a side, Ken.
Chocolate martini or bourbon?
Ken is a man of
many alcoholic tastes.
Many booze.
Yeah. But Kevin Smith, I mean, whatever.
What happened with Kevin Smith?
He was crying. He was crying on Twitter. Oh, Luke Skywalker. They did the fans a service. Yeah, they did great. And it was a great episode. And I can't wait for the book of Boba Fett. That is going to be rock solid. That's going to be unbelievable.
Yes. So
Bree said she votes chocolate martini. I'm not making that up either.
You can make anything up.
Do you want me to prove it? You want to prove it?
That's okay. I believe you. No, can't see it. It's too blurry.
I vote chocolate martini. So there you go. I got Bree Cohen on team right side of the screen.
Favreau tried to bring some balance to the Star Wars universe after the social justice warrior BS for of Rise of Skywalker. Yes,
It wasn't just Rise of Skywalker. It was also in Force Awakens, and then that
he did
Last
a very
Jedi.
he did a very elegant job. And to me, The Mandalorian had a very Iron Man feel to it. I mean, just in the visual front, it's like basically the same suit and the same everything. And I feel like Mando and that whole cast of characters are going to be carrying the whole new Star Wars universe for the foreseeable future into an Avengers Infinity War type situation where they're all going to be fighting for Grogu, or who knows what's going to be happening.
Our children, Eric, are going to talk about this with their children, that they were watching Mandalorian when they were 12 years old, 10 years old, 8 and 6.
Right. Because in 10 years, when the whole new Star Wars universe pops off, when it comes to an end, when this era comes to an end, I feel like the seeds that were being planted now really are going to be some magnificent viewing
Yeah.
of
And
who knows what it's going to be. But if the patience that they had to come out with The Mandalorian, and the first season where really nothing happened in that first season, all they did was just make you love Star Wars again. That's all they did in the first season of The Mandalorian, was they made you love that universe again and made you show what is actually possible. And that was
100%.
Iron Man to me. That was Iron Man 1.
Well, what Favreau did was he went and watched all the original movies, and he chose characters that were in the movies that didn't have a speaking part, that were backup. He chose the Sand People to work with the Mandalorian. They didn't have an arc. They didn't have. There wasn't a want for the Sand People.
Mm-hmm.
He chose there were these two creatures. I don't remember the name of the species, but they were putting Han into carbonite, to carbon freeze, and Jon Favreau turned Nick Nolte's character into this main character in season 1, and it was brilliant to watch. So, like, the idea that there's such a rich universe, and what they did with the movies, you know, it was an agenda.
They rushed it. The 3 Star Wars movies was the same thing that DC and Warner Brothers tried to do with Superman
100%.
and Batman. It's the same thing that Universal tried to do with the monster movies.
100%.
They tried to rush everything into all at once, instead of being patient and calculated and just starting at one show and just making people fall in love with the story. And that's what they did with the first Marvel movies of the early 2010s. And
100%.
now this is what they're going to do there. And if they can pull this off, if they're going to make characters that you love and adore and stories that you believe in, it's gonna be amazing.
Yep. I couldn't have said that any better. Absolutely. But what Kathy Kennedy did with the movies, it was a you know, the story was fine. I mean, it wasn't a good story. Let's call it what it is. I mean, the idea that, you know, it was the spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it. It was the Palpatine story, right? To me, it was the story of Palpatine's granddaughter. And I don't even think they knew that she was even Palpatine's granddaughter in The Force Awakens. She was just this amazing person. And
It was too rushed.
It was too rushed. It wasn't thought out. But I think that Disney, what they're doing now, by putting everything on Disney Plus, I think you're going to have 10 amazing Star Wars shows just going consistently.
And then it's just going to build and expand the universe more and more
100%.
and more until
However, Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, which wasn't a bad movie, Patty Jenkins is doing Rogue Squadron. So, you know, there was Rogue One, which I thought was a pretty good movie. But Rogue Squadron is going to be like a Top Gun Star Wars movie.
I think there's plenty of space for those types of shows, and I'm sure they're going to play in parts of. I bet I don't know the time period, but I bet you $10 that Mando's going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
Bet you $10 Mando's going to be in it.
Yeah, you know what? I'd buy that.
And it's just going to tie it in even more.
Yeah,
and that's why people are going to go see it, is because Mando's going to be in it, and they fell in love with him there. And I bet you another 10 donuts that Grogu's going to be in it.
It's very. I think the franchise is on Grogu. The kids The kids fell in love with him the minute he popped up in episode 1 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, they're not
The
done with
kids
they're
went,
not done with Grogu.
no, no.
They're not done with. They wanted that BB-8, which BB-8 was amazing.
BB-8
It
was great. It wasn't
They didn't need
Grogu.
Yeah, that's they
He
didn't need another R2D2. They did R2D2, and R2D2 was great.
Yes. Yeah. But Grogu, I remember when I was growing up in the early 80s and I saw Gizmo from Gremlins and I wanted Gizmo. I wanted to play with Gizmo. I wanted to hold Gizmo. Wouldn't feed him after midnight, right? Like Gizmo was growing up. That was a pet that everybody wanted. He was adorable. He was cute. He was loyal. Grogu is this generation's Gizmo. Disney's doing it much smarter. 10 donuts.
Now I know what you gets you for your birthday, Bob. Gets you a dozen donuts.
I think what they're doing with Mandalorian is brilliant. I cannot wait to turn this into a Mandalorian show. More Nick Nolte. Amen. Amen. Yes. Nick Nolte was amazing. And that wasn't even Nick Nolte. He was just the voice of the character. But my God, that character, and it's unfortunate that he did die in season 1. But man, Nick Nolte, but bring back all those guys. Bring Sean Penn and put him in. Bring back Kurt Russell. Bring back those guys that have been in the movies their entire lives. Sylvester Stallone. Put him in there. Put him in that universe.
They did it with Avengers.
I know.
Sylvester Stallone, not in Avengers, but they did
in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians, right?
Yeah, but they were part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be Star Wars,
and there could so easily have been 3 movies with Sylvester Stallone's character.
100%. I was thinking of him today about the Guardians of the Galaxy too. It was what Marvel did was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. My least favorite Marvel movie was Captain Marvel. Didn't like it. Didn't like the story. Felt it was forced.
That was one of those types of movies where it just didn't feel natural.
Correct.
With her being forced in.
Correct.
In the universe.
And on top of that, she had watching the publicity of it and watching her do the interviews, it was clear she wasn't liked in that universe. But they are making Captain Marvel 2. I really like Black Panther. What was your top 5 Marvel movies, Eric? I mean, because we love Marvel.
Yeah, probably Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thunder.
No, Thor Ragnarok.
Best.
I'm trepidatious about Love and Thunder.
Natalie Portman is Thor.
Yeah, I'm trepidatious about that.
Jane is Thor.
Yeah.
I listen.
They pulled it off before. She has a history in there, so
Correct.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The jury's still out. And Infinity War and Endgame, I think are
I didn't like Endgame.
Really. They were really good tie-ins. I liked the Spider-Man movies. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think he's delicious. I just think, you want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
And
he makes you like him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so relatable.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr., you just, you want him to be your uncle.
Yep.
And they just all around just some really epic movie making. What about you?
I mean, first and foremost, Infinity War. I took Alex and 2 of his friends to see the premiere, who Kevin Smith was actually at in New York City. It was a special screening, and seeing Infinity War, I remember getting emotional about it. I remember, Civil War, Ragnarok, first Iron Man. I would go Ragnarok. I'm sorry. Infinity War, Winter Soldier, and then Ragnarok, or Ragnarok, and then Civil War or Winter Soldier. I thought the Captain America movies were they leveled up.
They propelled the whole arc forward.
Yeah, and the first Iron Man was great. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is just Jeff Bridges is just good in anything. But the Marvel movies, I'm scared, and that's a really good word, Eric. Trepidatious. I'm scared that they're going to cater to the wrong crowd. And they're doing She-Hulk, and it's like,
it
wasn't even a good comic. I don't know. I'm fine with She-Hulk.
But the thing is, my wife has no desire to see any Marvel movie.
Right.
All right.
I want to watch Marvel.
And like, I'm not saying that there are women out there that like Marvel movies, but men like it far more. My wife wants to watch The Undoing, and I don't blame her. You know,
My
she
wife wants to watch The Real Housewives.
yeah, and that's fine. But not saying I don't want to watch it, but I don't know.
Well, they're catering to. Listen, they want to include women in the cinematic universe, and I agree 100%.
I think the best days of MCU films are behind us.
I agree with you.
I hope not.
I agree with you. I unfortunately agree with you. I
I
think
hope not. I think they have with the Eternals. I think they have a lot of opportunity. I just hope that they take their time with it and they don't force it down our throat where they say you're going to love this character. Like they have to earn those characters have to earn our love.
So in the first 10 years, everything revolved around Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. Okay? Everything was Tony, Steve, and Thor.
Yep.
Okay? And those were the three pillars that held up the cinematic universe. In phase 4, I mean, like, I loved Doctor Strange. I thought it was definitely in my top 10.
Yeah. I forget about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was in my top 10 favorite Marvel movies. But like, you know, Sam Raimi is directing part 2, the Multitude of Madness. Sam Raimi directed Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2. This is going to be pretty epic. But just don't have this message that you're stuffing this, you know, this agenda down our throat. Not interested. My wife is not going to watch it. You know, my daughter, I tried putting Iron Man on for my daughter. I tried putting Star Wars on The Force Awakens for my daughter. She wasn't interested.
Yeah, well, see, Sin is a lady, and she loves Marvel movies as opposed to
It's incredible. That's incredible. So, Sin, let me ask you a question. Are you excited about Natalie Portman playing Thor? Are you excited about She-Hulk? You know, me personally, I mean, no, that's not what I think of when I think of Thor. I don't think of a 90-pound girl wielding the hammer. You know, it's not my thoughts. I'm not against it. Just, you know, I went to high school with Natalie Portman. I've hung out with Natalie Portman. She's a very nice person. But Taika Waititi, apologies.
No,
is,
not excited about Portman.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Sin, you're probably like the microcosm of how everyone feels. You know, you're a woman. You have a YouTube channel. You're talking about comics and comic book movies and everything. And here, like, you're not happy about what they're doing. I like Taika. I think he makes great movies. Thor Ragnarok was in the top 3 best movies in Marvel. I'd like to see what he does with this without pushing the agenda. I don't know if it's possible.
Sam Raimi couldn't be any less social justice warrior, so here's hoping.
He couldn't be any less.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, right.
No, he's not. That's exactly right. He makes great movie. He made Spider-Man, the original with Tobey Maguire. Great movie.
Yeah, those weren't bad.
No, they weren't bad. The Tom Holland ones are great. I'll go Tom Holland, Spider-Man's, and then Tobey Spider-Man's, and then Andrew Garfield. Although the Andrew Garfield weren't horrible, they just, they weren't great. But yes, Sam Raimi, I think, is going to just kill it with Doctor Strange. I think he's really going to do amazing with it. And the poster of it is the Evil Dead poster. That what I saw was Doctor Strange was like what's his name? Oh my God, it's escaping me right now.
Which one?
Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead.
Right.
He's like standing on a bunch of like skulls. I'd love to pull that up. I'd like to find that out. But the Eternals, I know nothing about. Xing Zhang is the new Asian hero. I know nothing about. I know they're remaking Fantastic Four, which is great because I was a huge Fantastic Four comics fan. But who was in that? What was the news about Fantastic Four? Wasn't Miles Teller? Miles Teller was in the movie, like that shitty movie.
Whatever happened to him?
Yeah, we spoke about that. He just, he's coming out with a few movies. He took a few years off. He's probably in rehab. I'm just saying.
I don't know. When is it supposed to be coming out? Oh, Fantastic Four is directed by Jon Favreau. They gave him Fantastic Four?
No. I didn't know that. Yeah, She-Hulk. Bree says it should be starring
Hold
China.
on.
China's dead, actually.
Hold on.
Bree, sorry about that.
Fantastic Four in 2021. Produced by Marvel Studios. Disney is the third Fantastic Four film reboot and the 26th film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is directed by Jon Favreau from a screenplay writing team by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely.
Oh, they wrote the Captain America movies. They wrote Infinity War and they wrote Endgame.
The film stars John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Ansel Elgort, David Arbor, and Dan Stevens.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it was Kate Mara. Apologies about that, Brie. Yes, it was Kate Mara, not Jessica Alba.
John Krasinski as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
John Krasinski.
Yeah.
As Reed Richards?
Yeah. Emily Blunt as Susan Storm, Invisible Woman.
Amazing. And she was in that was a Quiet Place.
Yeah. Ansel Elgort is Johnny Storm, Human Torch. David Arbor is Ben Grimm, The Thing. Peter Capaldi.
Wait. David Harbour?
Yep.
Bro, that's the cop from Stranger Things.
I know.
That's Hellboy.
Yep. Peter Capaldi is Dr. Franklin Storm. Dan Stevens is Victor Von Doom.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. The new Black Widow movie, David Harbour is in the new Black Widow movie. Does he play the Thing in the new?
No, I think he plays.
That's Marvel, though. That's Marvel. I don't know if it's connected. Are they putting the Thing in Black Widow?
No,
that would be fucking amazing.
No, I think he's like a Russian. He's the villain. He's like a Russian.
So he got 2 Marvel movies,
I guess.
No, but the
got a good agent.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah. No, he's some Russian dude.
Okay.
I think he's the bad guy, or he could be Black Widow's dad or something.
I think he's on the team. I think he's on Black Widow's team. Or maybe he got the villain for it. Love David Harbour. That guy's awesome. Although I have not watched the last season of Stranger Things.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, no. I don't think he's the villain, Sin. I don't think he's the villain. I think he's on Black Widow's team. Yeah, I can't wait for WandaVision. I want to know what that's all about.
Super weird.
No, I know. It's like a 50s TV show. Like Vision was just the greatest character, man. I love that he has his own show now. The same thing with Wanda.
Just FYI, David Arbor is 44.
Harbor
is 44.
No, he's not.
Yep.
He's 2 years old. He's a year older than me.
Yep.
I thought he was like 58. He's not aging well. Really? I think it's the beard.
Yeah.
Maybe the gut, the beard.
He stars as Alexei, a Russian agent better known as Red Guardian. Essentially, he's the Soviet super soldier answer to Captain America.
Huh. And he's going to be the Thing in Fantastic Four, and Favreau's Fantastic Four. You know that's going to be the headline.
He obviously doesn't live. He doesn't make it in this movie. So
I think Black Widow.
Spoiler alert!
Black Widow's a one and done. I don't think they're making.
I think that it's completely out of order.
The Black Widow?
Yeah. I don't know why it's coming out now. It's done. She's dead already.
Well, so is Luke, and they still brought back Luke. Right?
I don't know, bro. But
I love talking about this shit.
Yeah.
I love the Marvel Star Wars movies. Oh, love it. So I read this article. I don't know if anyone, just want to jump back to Mandalorian real quick. I read that the Winter Soldier, who's Sebastian Stan, who I think is an amazing actor, he's going to be in the Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. Sebastian Stan, I think Disney's courting to play Luke Skywalker in the new Mandalorian series. That Luke Skywalker was going to have his own spinoff. I don't know if that was real. I sent it to a good friend of mine, and he says, he doesn't know if that's legit or not.
Agreed 100%. Black Widow should have had a movie before Captain America. I'm assuming CM. What's CM? I need help. But
I don't know.
But yeah, it's to me, it's out of sequence.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that you love prequels.
I do.
So I'm saying that kind of like goes around. That goes full circle.
I'm gonna eat my words as usual. There's my embarrassing moment.
Lauren Capriolo says, "Hey guys."
Hello.
Merry Christmas to you, all the Okins. Thank you.
Captain Marvel, yes.
Yeah, that honestly, that movie doesn't even exist for me in the
She
canon.
didn't need her own movie.
No, no, no. And like the poster's like bigger, faster, further. It's like, okay. You know. Yeah, Bree says Marvel.
I think with that, bro, we can wrap it up. Everybody, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Merry
Really
Christmas, everybody. Healthy, happy holidays. And Eric and I are going to do a New Year's stream sometime next week. I don't know if it's going to be on Wednesday night or if it's going to be on Friday night.
we're gonna
but,
we'll keep to our usual schedule. We'll see how the energy is for Monday. We usually do a Monday 2 p.m. stream Eastern. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll do another. We have tomorrow. We have an interview with Dave Hilfman coming out. He's executive director of the Global Business Travel Association. For anyone that's new watching, that's our day job. We run a global car service. And then next week we are interviewing, and for all the movie people, we're interviewing a publicist from Warner Brothers, a gentleman by the name of Nicholas Sugars. Basically, if you want to know how movies get publicized in Hollywood, what it takes, that interview will be out on December 31st at 8 a.m. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We hope everybody has a very merry, safe, and happy Christmas.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we appreciate you tuning in. More stuff next week. Eric and I are just getting started, so we appreciate everyone tuning in.
Later, guys.
Keep in touch. Bye, guys.